Hey everyone, welcome back to Gene Key of the Day, a series where we are taking a look and tuning in to the astrological clock as it relates to the genetic archetypes of the gene keys that live and mutate and guide us from within. So thanks for tuning in. You are a part of a movement of this living transmission that is only going to strengthen and grow across the planet. It's really happening, so good job. Way to be here. Way to be tuned in. Tuning in. Yay! So let's get into it. Where is the sun? What gene key is the sun illuminating right now in the sky? And that is 27. It's funny that I asked it as a question because you already saw it cross across the screen. You already know we're in 27. From April 22nd to April 28th, the sun is in the 27th key. Let's get some context. I love context. We've just entered Taurus, all right? Lots more earth there, a little less of the fire, a little more of the earth. So I couldn't help but notice that, oh right, 27 is a part of a codon family of the ring of life and death that happens to arrange itself in a nice little stream. So this is very meaningful for us right now. Since the 42nd key, which was a couple weeks ago, and now all the way into basically the end of Taurus, minus the second key, we're going to be all riding a wave in the codon ring of life and death. So the theme here is physical cellular transformation. In fact, it says that every single cellular transformation that happens in the world is processing and being programmed by these specific archetypes. So that's alive. It's pretty cool to check that out. Also, you know, and I think that might have something to do with why I was finding so many interesting progressions and similar themes between the third gene key where we just were last week and in this key now. So we'll keep looking at that with this codon ring. You know, how are they all kind of telling this one story that we're kind of in the chapter of right now? So where last week we were talking a lot about themes of the single cell organism opening to become a multicellular organism, and the sort of, you know, cooperation and exciting kind of energy that is involved in that. Well, the 27 takes that same concept, becoming porous, opening our membranes to each other. But it deepens it, and it deepens it into our relationships and our interrelatedness as a human family. So where the third key was seeing through the eyes of a child, the 27th key is now, how do I nurture that child to stabilize itself into a grounded and gift frequency? So much nourishment and health and healing in this key. In fact, nourishment is the original I Ching name for this key. So it's kind of like it's a beautiful transmission here. It's like, let's take this deeper. Let's go in. So, oh right, what is the spectrum here? At the shadow, we're working with selfishness. And at the gift, we come into altruism. And at the city, selflessness. So down in these lower dense frequencies, where our genetics are sort of wound and caught on themselves based on the frequency that we're operating in. Selfishness is just a part of evolution. And yeah, in this key, it cuts us off from being nourished. It closes down our capacity to really be fed by life, whether that's love or even food. And that's from life or even from ourselves. Cuts us off. And, you know, down here at this shadow, the selfishness, right? That's where I was going with that. Had a little glitch. It's a part of our evolution, and it actually needs to be transcended, or we won't survive as a species. That's kind of plain and simple. So Richard gets really real here in the shadow, and he says, actually, guys, it's quite rare for someone to raise the genetic frequency of their being and stabilize into a gift state. So take the pressure off. It's rare. It's rare to just be in the gift. It's okay that we're just, you know, working out this shift from the shadow to the gift. And it's a call to action, because literally we can't survive as a species. So I'm going to pose a question that this week we really consider for ourselves. What am I doing for the sake of humanity and the good of all and the survival of our species? What am I doing to stabilize a gift frequency in my life? What choices can I make that drastically shift the patterns of my past? And I know that's what the Gene Keys work is all about. And, you know, sometimes it just takes some momentum and some, like, there's a reason for this to really get fired up about it. And I want to just mention, too, that we're going to go deep into all of these themes in the communal activation sequence journey that we'll be all embarking on starting May 14th. And we'll create a coherent field where we can all come together and really touch on this journey of what is it to move through our core shadows into a gift state. And of course, the city guiding us along the way. So tune in for that on the Gene Keys Network site. Yes, so when we do raise our frequency at this level, we come into this incredible family of humanity and experience deep communal bonding. So this is the pod mind. This is where we as mammals, we really are just like this one kind of unit. And like the dolphins, you know, when one is left behind, we tend to it. We know that one's left behind because we're so connected. And here we really learn how to intelligently give. We know where it's fertile to give, and we know where not to give. But it really is this giving and receiving that pulses this key. And so much generosity, so much nourishment, and ultimately, there is so much potential for healing here. And I am opening up into that in my own life. Deep healing between me and my relations. Really cleaning up all of that. So let's just, you know, let's hold this all really in our hearts, and let's see how this key wants to unfold us and show us where we need to let down a little bit more of our survival needs and kind of open up into really being supported by each other. And keep that image of these saints, the selfless saints of the city, who are so surrounded by their field of unconditional love and service that it doesn't matter how horrendous or their environment is. They stay grounded in that love. And it really brings us all together as one planetary awareness, a single unified consciousness. So with that, Let's breathe into the nourishment this week. See what you can do for yourself. Go to the spa. Make really good food. And also for your family and for your community. So much love, and we'll see you next week.